It's Miss Wood's Spazzy Grammar, Pronouns Part 2. Let's talk about something called indefinite pronouns and their antecedents. There are certain pronouns that are called indefinite. Indefinite is a word that means we're not sure how many. So the English people try to make it a little simpler on us by making a list of some of the singular indefinite pronouns. They say that some of them are plural, and some of those are both singular and plural, and we look at what it talks about. Let's go through the list first. Singular ones: each, either, neither, and any pronoun that ends in one body or thing. For instance, everyone, anybody, somebody, something, everybody. These are all singular pronouns, and you would have to use the singular pronoun to match them. Use his, her, or it to match. Then there are 4 plural indefinite pronouns: both, few, many, and several. You're going to use their or its to match these plural indefinite pronouns. And then we have what's called the funky 5. These are the 5 indefinite pronouns that can be either singular or plural, and we have to look at what it talks about. These are some, all, any, most, and none. Let's look at the examples across the bottom to try to figure out what exactly we are talking about. Notice each of these sentences at the bottom starts with an indefinite pronoun, and then it has a pronoun later in the sentence that stands for that indefinite pronoun. Those 2 words, the subject and the pronoun later, have to match in number. Let's look at them. Each of the boys leaves his hat every time. This one is an example of a singular indefinite pronoun. Each is singular, so his is singular. They have to match. Everyone is here with her book. Again, everyone is singular, so we use a singular pronoun to match. In this case, we chose her. Next 2 sentences show examples using plural indefinite pronouns. Both are there with their books. Notice both is plural and THEIR is plural, so they match. Several are in their seats. Several is plural, there is plural, so the sentence is correct. Each pronoun matches. Finally, the last 2 of the funky 5. We're going to look at what it talks about, which is underlined in the sentence, to know whether or not the pronoun is singular or plural, and then we choose our pronoun. Let's try it out. Some of the boys are in their seats. Some stands for boys. Boys is plural, therefore we have a plural verb are, and we choose a plural pronoun there. Last sentence. Most of the pie was eaten from its shell. Notice that most talks about pie, and in this case pie is singular, so we use a singular pronoun to stand for it. Its. Now, this is like a little quiz for you to look at and see if you can name the indefinite pronouns and their antecedents. The first step in really understanding how to do this is learning which pronouns are singular, which are plural, and which are both singular and plural. You can come back to this slide later and see if you can name them off. If you can't name them off, you can't figure out how to use their antecedents. So try to figure that out first. Now, we're going to go on and look at some example sentences and see how you do there. Indefinite pronouns and agreement. Let's try to keep it simple at first. On the left-hand side, we have the singular ones. On the right-hand side, we have plural pronouns. Let's try it out. Each, is, in, his. Each of these sentences is just a phrase. It's not a complete sentence. And on the left-hand side, underneath every sentence, you would choose a singular verb, which ends in S, and a singular pronoun. So, let's keep going. Either, is, in, his. Neither, is, in, his. Everyone is in his. Everybody is in his. Anybody is in his. Anyone is in his. Someone is in his, and somebody is in his. I know I sounded a lot like a robot there, but the point is to show you all those singular indefinite pronouns that sometimes we think are plural, like everyone, everybody, someone, somebody. On the right-hand side, each of these pronouns, both few, many, several, are plural. So therefore, you choose a plural verb and a plural pronoun. Both are in their. Few are in their. Many are in their. Several are in their. Here are the ones that we like to call the funky five. You look at what it talks about. Let's try it out. Some people are there. I like to just go ahead and add what the pronoun talks about right after I say the pronoun to keep it in my mind whether or not it is singular or plural. So that's the way I like to read them, and I hope it helps you out too. All boys, boys is plural, are in there. Any girls are in there. Most teachers are in there. None athletes are in there. None pie is in its. All car is in its. Now let's try this mixed review and see how you do. Go through each sentence and write down the correct verb, which should match the pronoun in number, and the correct pronoun that stands for that indefinite pronoun, which is the very first word in the sentence, and it is also the subject. Let's try these out. Number 1 starts with both. Choose the correct verb and the correct pronoun. 2, everybody. 3, many. 4, several. 5, anybody. 6, all. 7, each. 8, neither. 9, everyone. 10, few. 11, some. 12, all. 13, either. 14, someone. 15, any. 16, most. 17, none. 18, anyone. 19, somebody. Here are the answers. Let's read through and see how you did. Both is plural, so you choose are and their. 2, everybody is singular, is and his. 3, many is plural, so choose are and their. 4, several is plural, so choose are and their. 5, anybody is singular, choose is and his. 6 is one of the funky five, so you look at what it talks about. All boys, boys is plural, so choose are, their. 7, each is singular, is, his. 9, neither is singular, is, his. 9, everyone is singular, is and his. 10, few is plural, choose are and their. 11 is one of the funky five, some people are there. 12, all is one of the funky five. Look at what it talks about. All boys, it's plural, so we choose are and their. 13, either is singular, so choose is and his. 14, someone is singular, so choose is and his. 15, any is one of the funky five. Look at what it talks about. Girls, girls is plural, so choose are and their. 16, most is one of the funky five. Look at what it talks about. Teachers are and their. 17, none is a funky five. None, athletes, are, their. 18 is singular, anyone is, in his. 19 is singular. Somebody is in his. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something about how to use indefinite pronouns.